Have you ever considered remarrying but wondered if it's the right choice? Marriage later in life is vastly different from when you were younger, and there are crucial truths that people often overlook until it's too late. Whether you've been single for a while, recently divorced, or even widowed, remarriage brings unique challenges that can affect your finances and relationships in unexpected ways. In this video, we'll uncover 5 essential truths you need to know before remarrying after 60. These insights might transform your perspective on love, commitment, and long-term security at this stage of your life. Too often, people rush into remarriage without considering the potential impact on their future. Later, they find themselves dealing with unexpected stress and complications. However, with the right knowledge, you can make an informed decision that brings fulfillment, peace, and stability. Stay tuned until the end, because understanding these 5 truths could help you avoid unnecessary heartache and ensure that any new relationship you enter is truly right for you. Whether you're considering remarrying soon or simply exploring the possibility, this video is for you. Let's begin. First and foremost, financial realities change significantly after 60. One of the biggest surprises people encounter when remarrying later in life is how much it can affect their financial situation. Many assume that remarriage is solely about love and companionship. However, the truth is that marriage is also a legal and financial commitment. If you're not cautious, it can impact your retirement savings, social security benefits, pensions, and even what you leave behind for your children or loved ones. The last thing you want is to enter a marriage, believing it will simplify your life, only to realize later that it has complicated your financial future in ways you never anticipated. One significant factor to consider is how remarriage impacts social security benefits. Many individuals are unaware that if you receive benefits based on your former spouse's work record, those benefits may be reduced or even terminated upon remarriage. Remarriage can come as a shock, especially if you relied on that income to maintain your lifestyle. Additionally, pensions and survivor benefits often come with restrictions, some of which may be voided upon remarriage. If you or your partner receives pension payments, it's crucial to review the terms carefully before making any decisions. Beyond government benefits, there's also the matter of retirement, savings, and estate planning. When you marry, your financial situation becomes intertwined with another person's assets, debts, and spending habits. Even if you and your new spouse maintain separate bank accounts, state laws can influence how assets are divided in the event of a divorce or passing, especially if you have children or grandchildren. Consider how a new marriage affects their inheritance. Many people assume they can simply leave their assets to their children as planned, but remarriage often complicates matters. Legal rights regarding property and wealth distribution can be complex. Take Robert, a 72-year-old who remarried after being widowed. He had always assumed his children would inherit his estate, but after his remarriage, he discovered his new wife had legal claims to his assets, potentially resulting in his children receiving less than he had intended. He had to navigate difficult conversations and legal changes to ensure everyone he cared about was protected. If you're considering remarriage, take the time to consult a financial advisor or estate planner. Understand how it will impact your financial situation, including your retirement and any assets you plan to pass down. These conversations may not be romantic, but they are essential for safeguarding your future. Another aspect to consider is the potential complications in family dynamics. When you remarry later in life, you're not just blending 2 lives, you're also merging families, histories, and expectations. While love can bring 2 people together, family relationships can introduce unexpected challenges and complexities that many couples don't anticipate. Unlike younger couples who are building a life from scratch, people over 60 often enter a new marriage with adult children, grandchildren, and established family dynamics. These relationships don't always blend seamlessly. One significant challenge is how adult children react to a new marriage. Even if they genuinely want you to be happy, they may struggle with feelings of loyalty to your previous spouse or worry about how this new relationship will impact family traditions, finances, or inheritance. Some may welcome your new partner with open arms, while others may harbor resentment, suspicion, or even concern for your well-being. These emotions are entirely natural, but if not handled with care, they can create lasting tension that affects not only your marriage, but also your entire family. Beyond children, relationships with grandchildren can also undergo a shift. If you've spent years as the primary grandparent figure in their lives, introducing a new spouse can feel like a disruption. Some may embrace it, while others may need time to adjust. The same applies to your new spouse's family. If they have children or grandchildren of their own, blending traditions and expectations requires patience and understanding. Another crucial factor to consider is how remarriage affects inheritance and financial matters. It's not uncommon for children to worry that a new spouse might change existing wills, alter financial plans, or even receive a share of what they believed was intended for them. While money may not be the primary focus of your new relationship, it often remains an underlying concern for family members. Some conflicts arise not out of greed, but out of children's desire to ensure that their parents' legacy is honored as it was originally intended. Take Susan, for instance. At 68, she remarried after being single for over a decade. She assumed her children would be happy for her, but instead, she found herself navigating uncomfortable conversations about inheritance, holiday traditions, and even where she would reside. While she knew her children adored her, she soon realized that her new marriage necessitated open discussions and reassurances to preserve harmony within the family. If you're contemplating remarriage, take the time to engage in conversations with your family. Be transparent about your intentions, actively listen to their concerns, and establish clear expectations regarding what will and won't change. It may take time for everyone to adjust, but addressing these concerns promptly can prevent misunderstandings and resentment from developing later. The key is to approach these discussions with patience, honesty, and reassurance that your decision is centered around finding companionship while still valuing the relationships you've cultivated over the years. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment on the second number below to indicate your presence. Additionally, if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend subscribing and turning on the bell to ensure you don't miss any future videos. Your support is instrumental in helping us continue creating informative and inspiring content. Now, let's move on to the third point. Emotional expectations differ significantly. At this stage of life, relationships have evolved compared to decades ago. When you were younger, marriage often centered around building a life together, raising children, purchasing a home, and advancing careers. However, after reaching the age of 60, priorities shift, and marriage isn't necessarily about starting from scratch. It's about finding companionship, emotional support, and maintaining independence while sharing life with someone. This change in dynamics is something many people overlook before remarrying, and it can lead to unexpected challenges. One of the most notable differences lies in the level of independence. each individual brings to the marriage. By the time you reach your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you've established routines, habits, and a way of life that suits you. You may have your own home, personal hobbies, and a daily rhythm that brings you comfort. The new marriage introduces another person's habits, lifestyle preferences, and expectations into your life, which can be challenging to adjust to. While some people believe remarriage is as easy as finding the right partner, it requires careful navigation of boundaries, personal space, and individual identity. Unlike younger couples who may be building financial security together later in life, marriages often involve two individuals who are already financially stable and emotionally self-sufficient. This means that the reasons for coming together are different. Love, companionship, and shared experiences become more important than external achievements. However, this also means that both partners need to be clear about their expectations, how much time they want to spend together, how they handle disagreements, and how they maintain personal independence while nurturing the relationship. Another factor to consider is past emotional experiences. If you've lost a spouse or gone through a difficult divorce, those memories and emotions don't simply disappear when you remarry. You and your new partner, speaking in a foreign language, both bring decades of history with you, previous relationships, family connections, and deeply ingrained perspectives on love and commitment. This isn't a bad thing, but it does mean that being emotionally open, patient, and understanding is essential. The way you communicate, express affection, or handle disagreements may be shaped by past experiences, and learning how to navigate those differences is key to a successful second marriage. Take Harold, for example. At 75, he found love again after being widowed for several years. But what he didn't expect was how different this new relationship felt compared to his first marriage. His late wife had been his partner for decades, and the way they functioned as a couple was deeply ingrained in him. His new wife, having been divorced for several years, cherished her independence in a manner he had never experienced before. It took time for them to find their rhythm, strike a balance between closeness and personal space, communicate without comparing their pasts, and fully embrace the unique dynamics of their marriage. If you're considering remarrying, ask yourself what you truly want from this relationship. Are you seeking companionship without significant changes in your daily routine? Do you want to share a home, or would you prefer to maintain separate living spaces? Are you emotionally prepared to blend two established lives? The answers to these questions can help ensure that your next marriage is built on mutual understanding rather than unmet expectations. Legal considerations are more important than you might think. Marriage isn't just an emotional commitment, it's a legal contract. Remarrying after 60 can make these legal aspects far more complex than they were in your younger years. Many people assume that love alone is enough to make a marriage work, but without understanding the legal implications, you may face unexpected consequences later on. One of the first things to consider is how remarriage affects your estate planning. When you marry, your spouse may automatically gain certain legal rights to your assets, even if you intended to leave them to your children, grandchildren, or other loved ones. Without a clear plan in place, your estate could be divided in ways you never anticipated. This is why many people choose to update their wills or establish trusts before getting remarried, ensuring that their assets are distributed according to their wishes. Another crucial legal factor is medical decision-making. If you were to become ill or incapacitated, who would have the right to make medical choices on your behalf? In many cases, a spouse is automatically given priority over adult children or other family members. This can create tension, especially if your new spouse and children have differing opinions on your care. Setting up advanced directives or a medical power of attorney can clarify your wishes and prevent potential conflicts before they arise. Prenuptial agreements are another tool that can provide clarity and protection for both partners. While some people hesitate to bring up a prenuptial agreement due to concerns about its unromantic nature, the reality is that it can help prevent misunderstandings and ensure that both parties are entering the marriage with clear expectations. A well-structured prenuptial agreement can outline how assets, debts, and financial responsibilities will be handled, reducing the risk of disputes later on. Take Alina, for instance. At 67, she fell in love and was thrilled about remarrying, but she also had substantial assets that she wanted to pass on to her children. She and her fiancé had an open and honest conversation and decided to draft a prenuptial agreement that clearly defined their financial boundaries. This not only brought her peace of mind, but also reassured her children that their inheritance was secure. While discussing legal matters may not always be comfortable, they are essential. If you're considering remarriage, it's wise to consult an attorney specializing in estate planning and family law early on. These discussions can prevent confusion and stress later, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, building a fulfilling and secure relationship. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment on number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the bell to avoid missing any videos. Your support helps us continue creating informative and inspiring content. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. The definition of happiness changes with age. As we age, our understanding of happiness evolves. In our younger years, marriage often symbolizes building a future, raising a family, establishing financial security, or creating a shared life from scratch. However, after 60, happiness shifts from building to maintaining, enjoying, and finding fulfillment in the life you've already built. This means it's crucial to ask yourself before remarrying, does this relationship align with the kind of happiness I truly want at this stage of life? Many people assume that remarrying will automatically bring them joy. But the truth is, happiness in later years comes from different sources than it once did. For some, it's about companionship and sharing daily life with someone. For others, it's about maintaining independence while having a partner for special moments. And for some, it's about preserving their lifestyle and not compromising on long-standing routines and habits. The key is to understand what happiness looks like for you now, not what it meant 30 or 40 years ago. One of the biggest mistakes people make when remarrying after 60 is assuming that love alone will solve loneliness. While companionship is a beautiful aspect of life, it's important to recognize that personal fulfillment comes from within. If you're not content with your solitary existence, a marriage won't necessarily rectify that. In fact, entering a marriage with the expectation that it will fulfill your needs can lead to disappointment, especially if the realities of sharing your life with someone feel more restrictive than anticipated. Another crucial factor to consider is lifestyle compatibility. At this stage of life, you've likely developed well-established routines, preferences for mornings, travel, and social interactions. If your new partner has vastly different habits, it could create significant challenges in your relationship. Remarrying after 60 can be a wonderful experience, but it's also a decision that comes with important realities. Many people overlook these factors until they're already in the middle of it. For instance, consider Frank, a 72-year-old who met someone wonderful and quickly remarried. He believed that companionship would fill the void of his previous marriage. However, as time went on, he realized that his new wife had very different expectations. She wanted to travel frequently, while he preferred staying close to home. She was highly social, while he cherished quiet time. Despite caring for each other, they struggled to find common ground. Frank often felt like he had lost some of the freedom and comfort he had valued in his single years. Before you remarry, take time to reflect on what truly makes you happy. Do you want a traditional marriage where you share everything, or would you prefer companionship with personal space? Would you be happier living separately but maintaining a committed relationship? There's no right or wrong answer, only what feels right for you. The most important thing is to ensure that any decision you make supports your long-term happiness rather than disrupting the peace and fulfillment you've already built in your life. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. Remember, remarrying after 60 is a life-changing commitment that deserves careful consideration of various factors, including financial considerations, family dynamics, emotional expectations, legal implications, and your own personal definition of happiness. Marriage at this stage of life isn't about following old traditions. It's about creating a fulfilling and meaningful partnership that aligns with your current needs and desires. Making a choice that truly serves you is the key. Some find fulfillment in remarrying, while others prioritize maintaining their independence or exploring alternative companionship. The most important factor is that your chosen path aligns with your values, lifestyle, and long-term well-being. If today's video has sparked thought, take your time before making any decisions. Engage in meaningful conversations with your loved ones, seek financial and legal advice, and above all, listen to your own needs. There's no rush. This stage of life is about embracing what truly brings you happiness, not conforming to societal expectations or what others deem normal. Thank you for joining us today. We value your input and encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Leave a comment and let us know what you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights are precious to us, and reading your comments provides us with immense motivation and encouragement. If you found this video helpful and informative, please like, subscribe, and share it. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inspire and educate you. Thank you for watching, and we eagerly anticipate seeing you in our next video.